And if you go into our scheduler, if it happens to be for Comfort Dental, go into the schedule in the practice event column like we talked about here and put a note. Mrs. Smith, call back or something, and then type in the description that she has a question about her balance from last November. Kim, please call her to discuss, something like that. So when you don't have the information, you don't have to let the patient know you don't have the information or that you don't know. Just let them know that you will research that question for them, and I'll get back to you. Someone will get back to you. We'll give them a day or two, but then make sure you put it here in the events, because if Kim doesn't know she's supposed to call them back, then, she won't call them back. We want to make sure that we follow up and do what we say we're going to do with the patient. So if you run across those, or they're holding up scheduling, maybe they're saying, you know what, I got a bill from the office and I don't want to schedule another appointment until I know what this is about. Great. I'll take your number. Are you available next Tuesday? I'll have Kim give you a call, and she'll be happy to go over the details with you so we can get you scheduled and back in. And then put the note in here for Kim to call them.
Okay.
That way it's on her schedule for the day to remember to do that. And she can follow up with them to go into details about what the issue is. Okay. And that's an easy way. We haven't totally lost them, but we can still address what their concern is and try and get that worked out and then get them scheduled.
Okay, I think we can go next. Next is Nemat.
Hi, Sandy. Hi, Yuta. Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Yeah, actually, I was doing eligibility and adding plans, and also I'm taking care of every IT things over here, like technical issues, and if something a new purchase of IT equipments, and I'm also in touch with Mir over there regarding any kind of IT issues and email generations and these things. And I can give 8 hours or more than that. And also Mohsin Bhai asked if anyone is interested in marketing. So being an IT background, I have clear understanding of the digital marketing. So I think I go with that.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. Yeah, I know that you were helping Mir with some stuff. So.
Yeah, Mohsen also yesterday delegated to Nemat to be in charge of the training in the sense of he will forward him all the websites that are there, any trainings that come up. So if anybody is interested, they can contact Nemat and sign up. Like for this marketing, there is one training coming up. So some people were interested in that. So we'll be signing up. It's like I think a 3-month program.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Nemat, are you comfortable with calls, or you're okay with the you're
Yeah,
also
I'm
doing claims
comfortable.
with us, right?
Yeah, I'm doing claims, and also I made some calls for recall, and I'm pretty comfortable with calls.
Okay.
Okay, great. So we have one more person we can do the calls.
Okay. And all phone calls. Okay. Okay, who's next?
All right, should we go next, Sandy, or you have any questions to
No,
Nemat?
I think we can go next.
Okay, who's next? Oh, I think Turab is there. Turab,
Yes, hi. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Sandy, I mean, to begin with, I mean, just started working, so it's like day 5 or 6 for me. So
Okay.
I just want to continue with eligibilities for now, then taking up the next task.
Okay. And how much time do you have available?
I can spare about 6 to 8 hours in a day.
Okay. And are you comfortable on the phone after you get more training further along, or?
Yes, I'm actually into phones. I'm currently working for Amazon, so I'm into phones only. So I'm comfortable with phones, but I just need some time to just get used to with eligibility first, and then I'll move on.
Okay. Okay, so in the future, you're good with that though.
Yeah, let's say 1 month down the line, maximum.
Okay.
okay, so we can include him in the training for calls when we will have that, when we'll schedule recare calls
Yeah.
for practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we went through everybody.
That's everyone?
I think so. Is anybody there who didn't speak up? No, I don't think so. We have Turab, Asma, Fatima, Hashma, Johar, Kazim, Masuman. Yeah, everybody did.
Okay, all right, good. So that'll help us to try and get the work schedule set up. And for those of you, again, like I said, if you're not thinking you don't have enough work to do, there's tons of phone calls to do for accounts receivable, and we'll be getting more insurance calls to be made, following up claims and things like that, and then also recare calls. So I think Yuta, maybe we'll try to shoot for maybe a training next week to do the role playing for the recare, just to get some practice in. And again, we're gonna, start with some of the tips or examples I'm giving you are really just basic things, because you're not in the office, you don't know the patient, you don't know the circumstances of what happened to them or their treatment or any of the details of that. So the contacts you're making are basically one, to get volume of calls out there. The more calls we get out, the more likely we get calls back. And usually over that takes the average patient about 2 weeks to somewhere in that time range to call back and finally make the appointment. As every day they're driving to work thinking, oh shoot, I forgot to call and make my dental appointment. But I want to show you guys before the ones who are not working in the insurance group that for billing drop off. Let me show you where the text messaging is on this system. Let's see. There's under your name when you sign in, there's an inbox. So this is where the text messages, I'll show that there are messages here. But say for instance, this patient, and that makes little numbers by, see there's a number by my name. But if I have a patient up, like I have Cherise Stewart up, do you see right here where there's right next under the pencil, there's a little notepad? That's because she's been getting text messages already. She's been getting reminders about her appointment. This is where you can type in a message right here and send it. And you'll be able to check for replies and information. So you can, if you make a phone call to somebody and say, you had to leave a message, or my favorite, mailbox is not set up, right? It's like, they really don't want anyone calling them, because who doesn't set up their mailbox? Or the mailbox is full and you can't, it's hardly ever that anyone actually, I think, checks their missed calls, depending on your phone and how it's set up. If it's a missed call on my phone, my iPhone, I don't really see it. I have to search for it because if you're not in my contacts, it pushes you to unknowns and it doesn't come up. So there's a good chance, I guess my point is that somebody could miss the missed call, miss it completely. Not everyone even listens to their voicemails these days. So here, if you call and you call Mrs. Smith, you left a message, you know, please give us a call to get your hygiene appointment scheduled. The next thing you can put in here, you could type a short message, dear Mrs. Smith, you know, I just tried to contact you by phone. I was not able to leave a message. Dr. Scari was concerned. We haven't seen you in the office. Please give us a call. You know, and you can put the number in again because it should pop up anyway, but you know, most people don't want to do any work to try to find anything. And this way, that gives you 2 chances to reach out to them at the same time. So I think the text is more effective than emailing. Just because I don't think people are bombarded with emails now, and I don't think they check them very much.
Sandy, could you show where did you, or this text message was under the pencil?
Yep, see where there's a little notepad? Right here, under the pencil where there's this little notepad.
Okay,
It's this little notepad
okay,
appears
got it.
throughout the system. It also shows in progress notes because there's a note. See where there's a little notepad? That's because there's notes. So wherever you see that little notepad, but the one that's right here is the text messaging one. Now, there are occasionally going to be people who have, you know, we have older patients and there are some people that don't text. You know, some of the elderly patients we have, some of them don't even have a cell phone, or they have a one that's just, you know, very limited in its capabilities. But that's
Okay, I just now noticed that I have a patient up and she doesn't have a note there.
she might not have gotten any notification yet from the office.
So how do we generate that?
I think if you go to, let's see if we can find her from here.
Maybe patient information? No.
I pulled up my inbox. What's the patient's name?
Diana Min. She's from Grand Ledge, the one with Cigna problem.
Min?
Oh, she has a phone number with a question with an exclamation mark next to it. Maybe it's not a valuable number.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, does it? Is it MINN?
DIANA and Min, MIN.
Not coming up. Is sure it's MIN?
MIN, yeah. Diana, DIANA.
Oh, here she is. I was putting Diane.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. It's close. All right, let's see what her,
See, she doesn't have that box.
no, she doesn't have it.
Yeah, there.
Oh, okay. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm just on a Zoom call with the offshore team and he just came over to cover the desk about an hour ago. Yeah. He had 1, 2, 3, 4 crown preps this morning. The other lady moved hers to Friday. Right. Yeah, no, everything's under control. Everything's fine. Yeah. Okay. We're good. We passed inspection for the day. No headaches from here. Only part of it. Okay, all right, bye. Okay, so her phone number,
Yeah, is there an issue with that? Why is it popping
yeah,
up like that?
it says, see if you hover over these yellow triangles, are trying to tell you something? They're trying to alert you that there's a problem. So sometimes it'll come up here, sometimes when there's a fee, which if you guys are looking at ledgers, we're gonna look at that again. Because especially since we updated the fee schedules, these little yellow triangles are basically like yelling at you like, yoo-hoo, there's something not right here. And this says when I hover on the yellow triangle, it says patient phone number is not valid.
Mm-hmm.
So it says automated text reminders, carrier not supported. So we can't text her because we don't have a right phone number for her.
So
So
how do
what
we contact her? Maybe email? We should send her an email. There is an email there.
there's an email, but is she coming in, you said?
Yeah,
Uh,
on 28th, I think.
27.
27.
27. Okay, let's go to Grand Ledge real quick.
Yeah, she's the one with the Cigna that has a problem.
Okay,
with
so
the
I would
coverage.
put I would put a note in for in their schedule for tomorrow. Oh, is the 27th. We may want to let Jenny know about this because we're not catching it. Where is she?
This is for CDS, Comfort Dental, not for Grand Ledge.
Oh, I thought she was Grand Ledge. Sorry. Okay, there she is. Now this said Keisha left a message. I wonder how she was able to leave a message. The only other thing I can think of is this is a landline. Yeah, it's asking me to leave a message, which Keisha left a message yesterday. My guess is this is a landline and not a cell phone.
Oh, so that's why it's showing that.
And it
No.
won't put it won't put through a text. So I'm gonna put a note in here. Because that's what I'll bet. She must have a landline. And that's why it's letting us leave a message, but it won't accept a text.
Sandy wanted to tell you real quick about the triangles. The other day we were checking and for updating that fees on the ledger,
Mm-hmm.
that triangle you told us, it's not allowing us to do it actually. It's saying restricted and it's asking for a password when we click on it.
Yeah.
Well, there's two things. One, you're not going to be able to fix one that has been already completed. So if we went into say I went into somebody from yesterday. All right, this is the wrong fee. I know that's wrong. So I haven't generated an insurance claim for her yet. You see, it's just x-rays with a limited exam. And I know Dr. Asghari looked at her yesterday. I'm not going to charge her for all these x-rays because she's coming back for a CBCT scan. But regardless of that, this limited evaluation, this emergency exam, I know it's not $39. It's not. It's 128. So if there is no insurance here, nothing's attached yet, there's no claim, there's no purple insurance. If you open this up, I have no idea why this is in here wrong, because that's completely the wrong amount. Let's see if it'll fix it. One. Nope, it's still pulling up the wrong amount. Oh, that's weird. Oh, because she's not even attached to her insurance, but why is this doing that? The x-ray fees are right. Those, well, no, this one's wrong. This one's wrong.
So it's supposed to be picking up from your fee schedule, right? The one
Right,
you
the
have
new
at
fee schedule, because
Comfort.
these are 27. It's not bringing the little triangle up. I don't know why. This is too many. Let me see if I can make the, oh, she's not attached yet. Let me go to her husband. He has, he works for,
MetLife.
well, but he doesn't work for MetLife. I think he's Ford. Let me see if it says. Oh, it's Roosh Management. Okay. I don't know why that it's not coming up. That's weird. I know that some of the fees are coming across wrong because they were in their proposed treatment before we changed software systems. And let me look at something here real quick. All right, let's see. Here's an x-ray that was proposed. Now here's what this looks like. When this little triangle comes up, and this was proposed last year in our old software. And she didn't do it, so they brought it over to the new software. So old fees are still in there, but this is what we were talking about, this little triangle that comes up, and it's saying
Yeah.
update, $33. If I update
Yeah,
it
if we click on that, for us, it's showing password.
for this, in what screen, Yuta?
Yeah, I
need to know where
there
you're-
in the one in the ledger.
And is there an insurance claim already generated?
No, I don't remember. Sajjad, it was with you we were discussing it?
Yeah, it was with me. We were checking for this marketing toolkit. So even I'm not sure whether there was insurance there or no.
Well, if there's an insurance claim here, you aren't going to be able to change anything until we delete the insurance claim. You cannot fix any of the fees because they're locked in once the insurance gets generated. That's why I'm asking. So if you're,
Mhm.
you can fix from the progress notes, you can fix things there, but you probably wouldn't because you're going to be finding things after they've been posted. If it's posted in the ledger, you should be able to make the adjustment if the insurance claim has not been generated yet. If the insurance is generated and the numbers are wrong, the insurance claim has to be deleted and we have to start over. So let me get this plan entered for him. I see all our stuff finally came over from the other system. Okay, so he's 100.
Oh, Sandy, I think that was the guy that I spoke to you about yesterday. That we didn't see anything on his ledger, maybe. No, that couldn't be the guy. No, because he didn't have anything on the ledger. Yeah, it should have been a different one.
He hasn't been in
Sorry.
yet. He hasn't been in yet on the new policy, on the new system. And let's see a deductible. Okay, so get rid of this and go back here. Oh, it's in here. Okay, so that saves us some time. 373 685 942. Just want to make sure it's backdated to the before. And then I'm going to add his wife here, Donna, and here. Okay, and then let's go back to Donna. Let me get rid of this. Oh, now it's doing it. See, it thinks, why does it think it's $39? I don't know. Nothing's been $39 for that exam forever. Okay, I'm going to take them out and start over. So this was yesterday. She was here. Now that one came up right. Let me put in the other one.
Sandy, should we let the other people go who are not going to be doing the claims, or should they hang out?
They don't have to hang around unless anybody's got any other questions that they need answers for. We'll arrange a training for
Yeah, anybody, any questions? Or
This is not-
anything?
why is this doing that? Can't figure that out. Okay, yeah, anybody that doesn't need to hang around for the insurance can drop off. This is really weird. Oh, I know the, that's the problem. This date was wrong. Okay, so now all three of them are showing up on the right day, under the right provider, so I can create the claim. And now it'll show you the purple. Now, if this was already there and you tried to fix this, it won't let you open these up and you can't do anything with them. I can't, it's all grayed out. See, and that red thing comes up and says no.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, the only way to get back to it is this claim has to be deleted. And we have to start over again. And then we have to go fix it and then make a new claim. So let's just backtrack a little bit for a minute because we'll go back to the home page. And these are going to be, as the first group are unattached, the second group are unsent. and third group is unresolved. So you'll have the same 3 groups in in all the offices. So the ones we're going to go to first will be unattached. Now you may find these depends on each office is just slightly different. Some of the people will create the claim and send it to the queue for the unsent claims. Others only walk it out as far as having the services in, but they never generate the claim, which is what they'll do at this office. And a lot of times, there's several things in here already for today. So Michael Austin, for instance, this is a crown. On a crown, if we look at this, I'm always looking back to see if the lab fee got put in for him. So for today, we did a crown and this lab procedure, which this is wrong. The lab procedures go under Dr. Ascari. So I'm going to fix that. And again, that's something else I can't fix if I generate the claim. If the claim, anything that is a lab bill, it's a product that we sell, it's nitrous gas that the patient might get during their appointment to help them relax. All of those things Dr. Ascari pays for. The associates do not pay for that stuff. So we're not going to pay them for what we're paying for ourselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Sandy.
So these things are going to be, we just want to, and you guys aren't going to do these right away. We're going to start with hygiene. But just so you know, there are going to be things that Dr. Ascari pays for. Lab bills happen to be one of them. So we always want to make sure the lab bill's been attached. It doesn't get billed to the insurance, but we want to make sure that it got credited to Dr. Ascari and that the money got credited to Dr. Ascari when the payment is made by the patient. So this lab bill should be paid to Dr. Ascari. And it looks like today the patient made a partial payment of $150. So when they come next time, they'll be making, I would assume, the rest of the payment when the crown gets seated. There is an unapplied credit here. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Okay. So I haven't generated the claim for this. So now that I've checked it, and this is fine, I fixed Dr. Ascari's initials. I'm going to walk out the patient. And I have the crown because the other part isn't billable. I'm going to go ahead and create it. And then I'm just going to move it. That moved it from the group of unattached to the group of unsent. Let's just take, oh, this is a good one. Let's use this one. I don't really want to send it, but okay, I'm going to show you. This is, I think Yuta fell off I think she got disconnected. So for the scaling and replaning, I don't know, did Yuta share, Fatima, that the codes I sent her?
Yes, she did email us the codes. I mean, they're like a couple of PDFs of about 200 plus pages.
Okay, and then the other day I texted her just hygiene codes, stuff that you guys will be able to bill right away. They're easy. So maybe she hasn't shared them yet. It's x-rays, exams, the different hygiene codes. This replaning and scaling is the deep cleaning. And this 4341 and the 4342 codes, those can be billed, but they're going to require perio charting. There has to be documentation. This is pretty easy to do, actually. So if I have this patient here for the scaling and replaning, I'm going to bill her out online, but let me go and create her claim. And let's go back to her. She was in today.
Sandy, you can hear me now?
Oh yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I just logged in from the computer because my phone was having too much trouble.
Okay, so we were just talking about
Yeah, you creating that, the procedure codes, right? You were asking, I said,
Right.
I forwarded in our group, separately.
Okay, so there was I put in the Raplanian scaling codes, the 4341 and 4342s. But these we're going over now. When you get one of those, they can only be done usually 2 at a time, a half a mouth at a time for the 4341s, because the insurance doesn't allow it to be billed any more than that. If you see more than 2 4341s, we're not going to be able to bill that on the same day. Don't send it out. You'll need to let me know, because we'll have to make some adjustment, because if they'll reject it, you're only allowed to do a half a mouth at a time.
Mhm.
So the 4342 is a limited deep cleaning. Those you can do more than one quadrant at a time, because it's not a full quadrant. It's 1 to 3 teeth. That code means 1 to 3 teeth, so it's a limited. So you can do those, but the 4341 is a whole quadrant. You can only do 2. So now let's say we did this. This thing's driving me nuts. And if I go into her, is walking this out or not? Schedule's driving me nuts today. Ooh. This is weird. In checkout, but nobody's in checkout. Don't know. Does she have another one? Let's see. All right, we'll look at this one. So on January 26th, they're not done, I guess, with today's. Let's go back here to, okay, so this is the other side that was done the other day. So it's the scaling and root planing. And we would want to look at this. We should have plenty of help. So send Shakila, or well, Shakila's got to take you. So either Sarita or Raneem, whichever one wants to go. Okay, so let me go back here. Sorry. All right, so when I went into her claim, instead of sending it in our second step, because this needs attachments, I'm going to go to review and edit. And now I can see my claim here but I'm gonna go up here to where it says attachment. And it's gonna ask me if I wanna add an image. Do I wanna add something from the document manager, or do I wanna add a perio exam? Please don't tell me she doesn't have a perio exam. It's grayed out, shoot. Let me go to her chart. I guess we just picked like the worst example ever. No perio exam. This is very bad. Okay. That periodontal, the exam that they do. Let's see if I can find somebody that's got it. Maybe him. These are the numbers they take when they're doing the exam. Here we go. So it's under the perio, and that grayed out area where it says perio exam should have been red. So that you could attach it, because this is what the insurance company wants. All these numbers and all this mumbo jumbo is basically telling us we're looking at these numbers. The higher the numbers are, that means the more opportunity for infection and periodontal disease. So it's worse. 1, 2, 3s are healthy. 4 is like usually something somebody can recover from. It's gingivitis, but when you get 5, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, then that's full-blown periodontal disease. But when you're billing out for perio planing and scaling, that deep cleaning, the insurance company wants this document because they want to know what the measurements are and whether or not they agree with the services that you did. So this is the periodontal charting. And if we were billing for Mr. Bradley, when we were in that space where it said, do we want to add an image? Do we want to add from the document center, or do we want to add perio exam? This is what would have come up under perio exam, and it would automatically attach it for us to that claim. And then we would go back and hit send so that this went with the claim, because this is what they're going to want. Now, some of the insurances, and you guys will learn as we're going along, some of them are going to want the x-rays also. But for right now, most of them want the perio charting, and this is what it looks like. You would want the most current. So if there's a drop down here. If there was a lot of stuff, you want the one that's current. Don't pick one from 5 years ago. It's not going to help us. So we want the one that's most current. And I'm going to have to talk to the hygienist about that. I don't know why she has no perio charting. It's not good. So now let's say we've gone in here and we did whatever we were going to do. There's somebody easy here. Let's take Donna. We just did her, the exam and x-rays. So we know it's Dr. Scari. We have our x-rays. Our fees look okay. The fees for the stuff, the codes, you're going to start getting used to them right away. You know, after you do a couple zillion of these claims, you'll know if the fees are out of line. And now since she's generated and we're ready to send her, so all we have to do is hit send claim and it's gone. So it's gone off to the insurance company. And that's as simple as it is. If there's questions, again, you can always go back to the progress notes and look at the, oops, not there. Make sure you have all checked. I don't know why mine keeps defaulting to today, but check all so that your notes will come up. Everything, the whole history, all of it comes up. And there would be, you know, whatever notes in there are going to be in there. And that will help you if you're confused. This might help you figure out what you're looking at, or if there's a difference. They'll put in how many x-rays they took. They will put in their notes, different things that happened. at the bottom. Next, NV stands for next visit. So sometimes that'll help clear up some confusion. If you see that it says next visit crown number 12, and you thought maybe they prepped number 12 or started something, then this might clear that up for you. So the notes will be here to help you. And then if you're still not sure, then just, let me know which patients we need to look at. And then the third group is going to be this unresolved claims. So this group is everything that got sent to the insurance company electronically, but for some reason, it got rejected. It didn't go through smoothly. There's some hiccup, some issue. Sometimes it says missing or invalid information, subscriber and policy number not found. So if that's the case, if you have to call Unum Dental and find out about Rhonda, do we really have the wrong information? Is she showing? If we looked at Rhonda here, this is kind of where, you're getting used to with eligibility, looking for things, but this is where more detective work comes in. So if I look at Rhonda, I would look at her document manager, and here it says her eligibility. So the first thing I would check, one, do I have the right facts? Does it match the person that we billed? Two, is the group and the subscriber ID, are they right? Because maybe that's the problem. Maybe the subscriber ID is wrong. Now, you will find that the insurance companies tend to put all kinds of rejection codes and non-payment codes, and a lot of times they make no sense at all, and they aren't even relevant. So a lot of times we have to call to find out actually what is the problem, why is this not going through, so that we can make the correction for the billing and we can resubmit it. So right here, it looks like we've got a group and an ID, so we'll want to check that. And let's see, some of the faxes at the bottom will have where you're supposed to bill it to. Okay, so here's the claims are going to Baton Rouge. So we'll want to check the mailing address, because the mailing address is attached to the payer ID. Payer ID is right here.
Okay, that's the one that you were showing us when you're adding a new carrier, you were telling that the payer ID cannot be changed. So that's the one.
Right. We can't change it. It's in the software. It's in the program for Dentrix. There's nothing we can do about it. If they don't have it, it converts to paper claim. If they don't match, it goes to a paper claim.
Paper claim is what, Sandy? That you have to mail it physically.
It means the clearinghouse that is sending our electronic claims. We're sending our claims to a clearinghouse who then in turn sends them to all the insurance companies.
So they'll take care of that.
Electronically. If something goes haywire and we don't have the right payer ID, or a payer ID doesn't exist, then they convert it to a paper claim and it gets sent. So let's check 4482829. Okay, the subscriber ID is right.
Is the plan correct?
Zero zero 829 358. This is the group number on the plan. Our ID number is right. PO Box 8139 Baton Rouge. That's right.
Which fee schedule do you choose for this one?
This Unum, I think, falls under Dynamax. But that wouldn't have anything to do with the billing problem. That would have to do with calculations in the office. This says the claim has been forwarded to the entity. So this would be one I would call the insurance company to find out what happened to it. So that we know if there was something wrong, what was the problem? Because our contract ID is matching up, the address matches, the group number matches, so what's their problem? So this would be one that if we called them and we want to put our notes in here, we need to find out what happened to fix it. And so as you go through these different plans, then we'd be checking to see what happened. A lot of them are saying the same thing, a missing number, which isn't necessarily true. So these rejections don't necessarily match. Everything we have matches the facts. So we'd have to call to find out what the problem is and why these got held up. So this would be the next, or the fourth step would be to start following up on these. So every day we're going to create claims. We're going to get them generated. We're going to check for accuracy. We're going to make sure everything's on there right. The claims that we can that are easiest for you guys, you're going to send them out. And then you're going to go to the unresolved claims so we can look at some of these. Now, the ones from East Lansing, I'm trying to get them cleaned out. But since I lost my help, because they have a ton of these old claims. See, there's all these old claims that, oh my God, how did Delta get to be this much? Okay, so here's what I want to, let's start trying to do this. The Delta ones, the older ones, I'm going to try and get them printed because I'm almost all these old ones of East Lansing from June to like October-ish. I'm going to probably have to send maybe even November out manually on a paper claim. But this is current, okay? Let's say this is January 11th. Why they keep printing these claim forms, I don't know. So what I'd like for you guys to do, you can start doing this today actually. Go through all of these claims that are recent, which means this stuff's January, December, anything all through this Delta. Now, if you get an ortho claim, or this is extractions, but I would go through all these claims and pull the EOBs for me. You know how you sent them to me, Fatima?
Yes, Andy.
Okay, so let's get them pulled and get all of them. You guys can split it up. And then what I want you to do is take the very easiest ones from the group, like a cleaning or exam or something, and
Okay.
try to post a couple of them yourself on your own. And then the rest of them put into an email and send them to me, and we'll work on them together.
Sure.
Maybe we'll do another call. What's today's Tuesday? Maybe Thursday. So
Yes.
locate all of these. And you know, Fatima, I posted all those ones you found me, and I know there was a list that you said you couldn't find,
Yes.
but I haven't gotten to those yet to look for them. And some of these
Okay.
ones that are ortho, see where it says comprehensive ortho, just leave those. This is like June. I think you got through all the old claims, correct?
Yes, until December.
Okay, so anything from December backwards to June, you've looked at or tried to find them all, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to backtrack then, and I may have to bill those manually. Anything from, was that through the end of December or the beginning?
End of December.
Okay, so I'd say start with any claims in December through January
Okay,
and pull all of those.
sure.
And then you guys maybe take a couple of them, the easy ones, like x-rays or an exam or a cleaning. Keep track of the ones that you post so we can look at them. And then the others we'll work on, but try to do some of the easy ones just to get a feel for it so that we can see if you've got questions.
Sure. Okay, the list which I have in front of me, the one which I sent, the last date I see is 12th. I'm sorry, it's 17th of December. So maybe after 17th of December, we can start looking from there.
Okay, yep, start there. So we
Sure.
want to pull them all and then just pick a couple each of you to post yourself so we can go over them together and then send the rest of them to me. Did we
Sure.
lose Masuma? Is she still there? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I lost you or not. Okay. So, you guys can split it up however you want and, you know, maybe take 15 or 20 of it at a time, split them up. And then, like I said, go ahead and post them, keep track of who you posted, because we're going to go over those on Thursday. And then send me whatever's left over. And we'll go through what you guys posted and go over your questions, and then I'll go back and post the other ones while we're on that call.
Sure.
And then also make a note of when you post, if that particular patient has a balance after you've posted everything, because we're going to look at those two and what to do with that.
Sandy, I'm sorry, I don't know, maybe I didn't follow properly. From this list, you want us to go and find the claim, right, on Delta, correct?
Yeah, look for the claim on Delta.
And
If
then
it
once we find it there, we have to call the carrier, or what do you
No.
want? What should I do?
you're going to go on the Delta Toolkit.
Yeah,
So let's say, for example, this first one, Courtney, whatever her name is. Her ID number is already up.
mhm.
Hang on, let me get into Delta.
Yeah, like, once we find the claim on Delta, what should we do next?
Okay, hang on a minute. Let me get into Delta and what happened to my, there's my last pass.
I'm sorry, I think I just got a little confused.
That's all right. I still have to make your logins yet too. Just haven't had any time.
I mean, we're fine. We have to go for searching the claims. We have to go and log in through East Lansing code, right? The one you password you gave
Yes.
us.
Yes,
that-
when you're looking for payments or we're getting payments, you've got to go to the office that corresponds with the toolkit. Eligibility you can find anywhere, but money, if you search for it, as Fatima knows when she looked for those between toolkits, it'll show you the claim, except you can't read it.
Oh
Everything's
yeah,
X.
the X's. Yeah.
It's all
yeah.
X'd out. Okay, so this is for Courtney. All right, let's look at her claims.
We can't see the screen, Sandy, for the Delta.
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up so I can bring it over here. I'll show you. Okay, so I pulled up her history. This is the same thing. Remember, when you're checking the history, go to the member. Don't search up here. Go to the member so that you have the option, if you need to, you can make it 2 years if it's past that 90-day mark. And then you can check across all businesses. We want to make sure it's all the TINs. Then when I hit search, it brought up 3 claims for me for her. And our claim said January 11th. This shows January the 12th. Let's see. Okay, this was a consultation for January 11th. So January 12th. is in
Posted the
here.
next day?
We're gonna look to see if it got posted. Okay, that's an extraction. What's this? Okay, so the consultation, this one, this 9310 on January 11th, this didn't get billed. It's not in Delta's toolkit. We have 3 dates, but none of them are the date we are looking for.
So
We
what do
have-
we do in this case?
We have January 12th and the 18th. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is I want to look and see. Courtney Beckett. I just, as long as I'm in here, I want to make sure the other ones got posted. The 3 that we did find. So we had December, okay, that one's posted. January 6th. January the 12th. And the 18th. Okay, everything looks posted. The only one that didn't go anywhere is this one. It's not, it hasn't been billed.
The consultation.
It was not billed for the consultation. So, oh, let's see. All right, I know why they didn't bill this. Okay, so what I would do if you find one that has not been billed, flag it. If you can't find it and it didn't get billed at all. Just flag those on your list. And if they're ones that we can go back and bill, I'll show you what to do with them. This one I need to take care of differently.
Should we post this in the schedule on that practice event?
No,
No,
no.
no, right? Okay.
Remember, the insurance for East Lansing, everyone in East Lansing has been cut out of the loop. So Mindy is not billing, she's not posting, she's not doing any of it, neither is anyone else. They might be generating claims, but they're not to be billing or posting as of February the 1st.
Okay, got it. So that's only you and our team will be doing that.
Right, just me and you guys. Now, if you've got something you want to put on the Livonia schedule that looks weird for East Lansing or one of the other offices, you can put it there, just put my name on there so I remember to, so I see it. You can put it on the Livonia schedule because usually I'm here. I only go to East Lansing and Grand Ledge like once in a while, like every couple weeks.
Sure, will do.
But they're out of the loop. So the only time that you would contact them is if the patient, maybe the claim form was rejected because they're not eligible anymore. Maybe their plan was terminated and they have to get new insurance information from the patient, or else the patient's they're gonna have to collect the money. It is possible when you do eligibility that the insurance company may still show that person active. But that does not mean if they got fired, laid off, or let go, that they can't go back and retroactively make them inactive. So the information's only as accurate as it is that day, but a lot of these really big insurance companies, that's why they usually give somebody till the end of the month. So say you were losing your job on the 15th, if you worked for Ford, they would give you till the 30th of the month to have coverage, because it's too much of a hassle for them. If you have 10 million employees, to keep going in and trying to prorate everybody's insurance. Once a month, they send in an eligibility to them, and that's when they would drop the people that no longer are covered off the policy. But there are instances sometimes in other companies that are smaller where when you get fired or laid off, your insurance company is gone that day. So they could have an overlap and you could have gotten eligibility yesterday, and the termination of the policy just caught up with the insurance company a few days later.
So will
That
they
would,
actually cover it up?
I'm sorry?
Will they actually cover it if there was eligibility like printed and all? If we show them
No.
that they
No.
will still cover it?
Nope. No, they're not obligated to cover it if they were terminated. And usually the patient knew it. They just didn't tell us. They figured they'd get away with it. But that would probably be the only circumstance that you would want to alert the actual office. Like, call Mrs. Smith, her insurance is terminated and she has no coverage for the visit from, January 11th. And then they will have to take it from there.
Okay, so it will show up on the claim, like on the unresolved claims, they will like those notes that they post, it'll be saying that not covered, or
Not necessarily. Sometimes we don't know till
unless we call. Okay.
Sometimes it'll come back as a rejection and it'll come back with a 0 payment saying it's terminated. It might be stuck in this file of unresolved claims. And when you call, they might say, well, that plan was terminated. And so then we're going to have to,
rejected.
well, there's a difference between rejected and terminated. If they're terminated, they have no coverage. If they're rejected, there may be missing information, or there may be a reason that we have to resubmit it and add more information to the claim to get it pushed through.
All right.
So if you take some of those, see what you can find. If you're not finding them, or they're, for some reason they're lost or missing, we'll flag those and come back to them. But go ahead and start with that group of the deltas, because those will be the easiest. And we'll see how we do. See if we can get, some of these cleared up. The ones from June to December that Fatima couldn't find, I'm guessing that they haven't been submitted. I may have to go back in and do these. But I haven't had any time to do much of anything. Let's see what we got here. So any other questions about, we're just going to give it a whirl here and see how you guys do. Thursday we'll come back to it and we'll look for problems, questions, whatever concerns we had. So are we good?
Yeah. What about the meeting for ER training, for the call, ReadCare calls, sorry?
I want to wait and do that next week because I'm more concerned about getting us organized for next week.
Sure.
We can do ReadCare sometime next week.
And ER.
Right, we can we'll practice role playing or practice with each other, pretending we're making phone calls to each other. It's the easiest way to get practice in and get more comfortable or figure out what to say. And once you can, you just get a few regular lines down, it'll be a lot easier, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's always uncomfortable in the beginning when it's just, you know, it's new, and it's just not, you know, not your regular normal thing you do every day. So just like any new task you're learning, it's always uncomfortable in the beginning. So I think that we can do that probably next week.
All right.
And I
So,
wanna,
Sandy, do you want us to separate this Delta claims, the ones that from December 17th, you said, right? Fatima said. So who should take it up? Like,
You need to divide the amounts.
well, one of you divide up the claims so everybody calls in, or everybody checks on some of them. Everybody looks at them and everyone sees that they find a couple that they might be able to post. Look for balances, look for missing claims that aren't even there. But I want everybody to try and do a couple of them. So split them up. Divide it between you all. And
Okay,
Fatima's got the, has everyone got the login for East Lansing?
I can post it in the group.
Yep, so we'll need the, just to get into East Lansing to look for the claims. These are current, so there shouldn't be anything in the Grand Ledge group or their toolkit. Okay, any other questions?
I have none so far.
Okay, so go ahead and get started. If you've got questions, just let me know.
All right. Okay, Sandy. Fatima, could you maybe decide how we were going to separate these ones? Do you have any idea?
What we can do is, depending on the number of people we have, let's divide it equally. I'll see how many patients
There's
we have.
6 of you, right?
Yes, 6 of us, I believe. So we can divide equally amongst ourselves. Just checking how many people we have from 17th of December up till now.
Okay, any other questions you guys have next week? Is the AR. Thursday, we'll do a follow-up. We're good?
Okay, guys, I posted this one in the group, the password for the ELMD office.
Also let me know if I have to make any adjustments to your Dentrix Ascend, your access. because
Yeah,
you're
everybody
switching.
has the LMD office access, right? And the claims.
I can check that part of it for sure. But if you're having trouble, you may not be able to delete stuff. That's the only thing I can think of that might be off where you can't delete.
Yeah. And Sandy, can you check, is there like for that question, that exclamation mark, if there is anything, I mean, it was allowing to change it. It was just asking for a password. So maybe we have to have access for that.
I need to be able to see what you're
Yes.
talking about. I can't figure out what it was asking you. So
Okay,
I
cool.
need
If I'll come
either-
up or if it will come up, I will just text you the
Yeah,
name.
or take a picture of it, but I need the situation so I can recreate it to figure out what
Sure.
the problem is.
Got it.
So we can figure out how to fix it. Okay, so let me know, I guess, as far as, oh, Fatima, I'm gonna attach you to East Lansing.
Sure.
Because you're not. So, okay. You're there. And then let me check. Oops. Just had her there. All right, she's already attached to East Lansing. Okay, Masuma's okay. Let's check Sajid. All right, he's already attached to East Lansing. Did Naaman stay on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you've been very quiet.
No, I'm just listening.
How are you registered then if you're not coming up with under your first
Yeah,
name?
you can
What,
type, Syed, Syed. Musavi, Musavi.
okay, you guys are tricking me here with all of your different names. All right, so let me make sure that you have access to get to East Lansing. Yep, you're okay. Okay, so everybody's is attached now to East Lansing, so we should be fine.
Okay.
Just let,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes. No, you can go ahead. I'll tell later.
I was just gonna say, let me know if you run across any problems or any access. I think maybe the only thing might be if you're trying to delete something because nobody's got access to delete.
Okay.
So just let me know as you're doing things where we've got to make some adjustments.
Sure. Yeah, so I just went through the number of claims we have from 17th of December till up till today. So there are 20 claims, I believe, which are under the Delta Dental of Michigan from 17th of December.
Okay, so that's only about 3 claims a piece if there's only 20 claims in there.
Mhm.
If you guys pull those and let's this is driving me nuts. Okay. Why don't you call on some of these guardian claims? Like
Okay.
maybe call on some of those. Let's see what's happening with the guardian claims. We're not going to enter anything, but let's see if we can get the EOBs or find out what's happened to the guardian group.
Sure.
Only go back to like maybe November. If there's anything really old, like July, leave those alone. But let's try from maybe November forward or October forward. It's October. Well, you know, just call all of them and find out what happened to the claim. Because you're not going to be posting anything anyway. We just want to get the EOBs. And if they have to fax them, have them fax them to the Livonia office so I can print them
Okay.
if you're not able to get them online. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So let's do the deltas. And let's look for whatever ones are not entered or you can't find. And then let's call all the Guardian ones and see what's happened to them.
So they will accept a different phone number, fax number, I mean, for sending the fax back?
Yes. Yeah, they don't know. I mean, sometimes they have a fax on file, but they usually will always ask, they don't know if it's a different one or not. You always have to put it in. So it's, the only one that remembers it is Aetna. If you call Aetna and you have a bunch of claims, if you put it in the first time, it'll keep remembering the fax number for, you know, the rest of the call.
Yeah, it kept on asking me, do you want to use the same number? Also, I
Yeah.
just, yes.
But typically, it won't. So it won't matter. They won't know. Okay, so I think we're all set, right? Everybody's good?
Yes, Sandy.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll talk on Thursday. We'll try to do a 12 or 1 o'clock. Yuta, I'll let you know as soon as I can tell for sure. It depends on who I can get over here to help me on Thursday.
Sure, Sandy, no worries.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
Okay. All right.
Thank you,
Have a good day.
Sandy.
Thanks, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.